A very warm welcome to all my YouTube viewers and a very happy Women's Day to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Guys, I read it somewhere that it is very foolish of a woman to pretend to be equal to men. It is very foolish of them. Because a woman is far superior than men in every aspect. Whatever you give to a woman, she will multiply it. She will multiply and she will enlarge it and she will return it back to you. If you give her a sperm, she will give you a baby. If you give her a house, she will give you a home. If you give her a utensil, she will give you a meal. Whatever you give to her, she will return you back with a lot. So if you give her crap, she will definitely give you a lot of shit. So on every 8th of March, we talk about women, we talk about rights of women, we talk about women empowerment. But it is sad that we need a day to talk about these things. I think on every day, it's very important to talk about women and their rights and their empowerment. So, I want to take some opinion from you guys.
Sir, what do you think about crime on women in India?
Definitely, crime on women is a big issue in India. We see every day that a lot of cases come in the newspaper about rapes, sexual harassment, molestation, and many other things. It's really sad that in a country where we say कि जहाँ नारी है वहीं ईश्वर की पूजा होती है, वहीं देवता रमते हैं, और वहाँ पर we see such incidents.
Yes.
Every day newspaper is full of such incidents about chain snatching and many more things. We should try to understand that we live in a country where we worship Durga, and Durga is full of power. The only reason behind this is the mentality of a man that a woman is physically weak than men. But now the time is changing. Girls are more into self-defense and such other activities, and it's really a good initiative. Even Akshay Kumar and many other celebrities are running such institutions where girls are taught about self-defense free of cost. So I think that there are two things that you can do in this case. Number one, to teach each and every girl about self-defense. And other thing is that if you see anything wrong is happening with a girl, you should always raise your voice. Unless and until you will not think about others, there will be no change. If you want to save yourself, then you will have to stand for others. That's my view. This is the only way how we can stop about these incidents.
Sir, what do you think about dowry?
Dowry. It's really sad. We always talk about Indian culture and Western culture in our classes, and most of the students appreciate Indian culture. But we cannot forget that there are many loopholes, there are many cons in our rituals and our rites and the old things that we need to get separate from now. One of which is definitely dowry. Dowry is a system where a certain amount and certain gifts are asked from bride's parents. And we always see that, especially the poor people, the poor who cannot afford these things, it's very difficult for them to give their hand of daughter to a good family or a well-to-do family. So even they take loan from bank and they manage somehow for this. But what could be done in this? We know the problem, but we should also know the solution of it. I think it totally depends on the next generation that what is your thinking and what your mentality thinks about it. You definitely need to raise your voice against dowry. And every boy should take a pledge not to take dowry. I did not take dowry, and I think the same for my son also, that I will not accept or I will not demand for dowry. That's what I think, that you cannot expect a change in the society without changing yourself. If you change, then the world changes.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Sir, what is your view on domestic violence?
Domestic violence, yes. We often discuss in group discussions and all, we talk about love marriages and arranged marriages and about casteism and many more issues we talk about. And sometimes we say that arranged marriage are more successful, they are more successful, and love marriages are not successful. But we cannot turn our face on this point also, that in this patriarchal society, we have seen that the voices of women were stopped by their husbands. Most of the time, they had to face many things which are unacceptable in the civilized society. But these beatings, these atrocities do not come out of house, so no one knows about it, and no one wants to talk about it in this patriarchal society. But it is very important. It is very important that a man and woman should stand at same place. There is no difference between them. A husband, the word pati itself means, the pati word, it means the owner. That means this word itself gives a man right to beat his wife. So it's really absurd and it's really sad that these things happen. But what you can do, what the next generation can do, if you see anything that is happening with your relatives or in your family or in the society, in your neighborhood, you should try to take help from the police and from the elder members of the society, because this is definitely not acceptable. Right? They both are companion. A husband and wife are companion. They should go in this life side by side. Right?
Yes,
And
sir.
no one has the right to exploit the other.
Yes, sir.
That's what I feel about it.
Sir, what is your opinion on gender discrimination?
Gender discrimination. Dear, now time is changing. We cannot say that we see a lot of cases in the society about gender discrimination. In my family and relation, I have seen that the parents now give equal importance to both boy and girl, whatever. Both have rights to get education and other facilities also. But definitely at some parts we see such things that where there is a discrimination is done. But you know what I believe? I believe that woman is responsible for the downfall of women at some point. This discrimination starts right at the point of when a boy or a girl takes birth. At that time, his or her aunt is the first person who brings the thali and makes sound out of it to say that it's a boy. So this discrimination starts right from the birth. It should be ended. Definitely boy or girl, whatever it is. Anyone can make you proud. There is no doubt about it. We have seen girls posted on higher posts, like they are doctors, they are engineers, and they are even going to space, they are in politics. At each and every point they have shown their caliber, that they are no less than man at all. So there is definitely a need to change this mentality, this poor mentality, that they are unequal.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And because education is increasing day by day and India is progressing by leaps and bounds, we have seen that now we give more importance to education.
Yes.
And all the educated women, they brought up educated families. And now this change we can see every day. All I want to say in the end is that it's not only the Women's Day. We should talk about women's rights every day, and we should try to make them strong and capable as more as we can do. Right? So thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
discussing
sir.
with me.
Thank you.
That's all.